Welcome back to What the Flick. I'm Matt, that's Christy, that's Alonso. There's a recent article in IndieWire from Jude Dry about what is being called Hollywood's gay double standard, about so many actresses that can come out, but young actors stay in the closet. Kristen Stewart is the one in the picture on the article. She has talked about being gay. There's a lot of actresses that have at least talked about being gay, talked about being bisexual. There's differing opinions on how this may hurt one's career, but it seems to be less often that a male actor will admit to something similar. Thoughts? I was pointing to Kristen.
Okay.
I think it's fine.
This feels like the new version of the same old, because I think so much of homophobia is rooted in misogyny, and so the idea that a man is, taking the woman's role in sex is so such a problem for people still. And so straight guys have no problems with actresses coming out because they think, ooh, hot lesbian action, and maybe they'll let me watch. But but if a guy comes out as gay or bisexual, everybody's mind immediately goes to butt sex. And they don't want to think about butt sex when they think about their leading man or their romantic lead or whatever. And so that's the thing. And so it becomes this, it becomes a reflection of this sort of societal homophobia, misogyny that happens in terms of how we look at actors and actresses in movies. And so, yeah, things have gotten better, obviously, and at least there are a lot of higher profile actors who have come out at least at some point in their career while they're still having a career, not after it's all over. We're seeing more diversity and representation, all that kind of stuff. I mean, yes, things are better than they were, but in this one area, it's, I think, still a problem.
In what? In being able to accept a man who is out as a romantic lead?
In the perception that audiences will have a problem with that.
Right.
I don't know that they necessarily will, but I think that agents and studio chiefs and the usual people who are afraid of losing their very lucrative jobs and the fear-based place from which they make their decisions, their decision is if people know that actor X is gay, all they're going to think about when they think about actor X is butt things.
And not be able to buy into the romance that is being put up on
which
screen.
is ludicrous because they're acting.
Well, and I suspect probably a fair amount of it too is when you look at what we know about the Me Too movement and Time's Up specifically around Hollywood and the people in power in Hollywood and the rampant abuse from men abusing women, you have to imagine those guys, is there a level at which if you're the type of guy who's running a studio or making the decisions and you see women as objects and your masculinity and your sexual masculinity is all too entwined with the business decisions you make because you'll put women on the casting couch to get them jobs. If are you able to even respect I'll put it, let me see if I can put it this way. Is Harvey Weinstein gonna hire a leading man who says, "Oh, I'm bi"?
No, I hear you, and that certainly plays into it, that level of gender politics. Although let's not forget, there are men who have abused their power towards other men as well as part of this. We're not going to let them off. We're not going to let them off the hook. But no, I think you're right. It is part of that same the same studio guy who casts women based on the idea of is she effable is also going to be thinking, can I cast this dude if people are going to think of the fact that he might throw down with a dude.
Right. I think also in this article is there something about how straight actors playing gay roles versus gay actors playing gay roles or gay actors playing straight roles and the viability of all those permutations. Look at Call Me By Your Name.
Right.
Something like that, and that seems more and more common, yes?
I mean, for the most part, yes. I think, here's the funny thing. For a long time, gay roles were the ones that nobody wanted to touch with a 10-foot pole. And then gay roles became the way you won an Oscar. Worked for Tom Hanks, it worked for William Hurt, it worked for Hilary Swank. And then suddenly, all of the open-minded straight guys wanted to get those gay roles because they were meaty and because they could establish their straight bona fides, the fact they were playing gay somehow meant they were extra acting,
I'm so comfortable in my own heterosexual homosexuality. And I can play a gay dude.
But like, I always go back to the year that, Rupert Everett was so great in My Best Friend's Wedding. And then the Oscar nomination instead went to Greg Kinnear for playing the sad, tragic gay in As Good as It Gets. Because if a straight guy plays a gay character, then that's a performance. And if a gay guy plays a gay character, that's showing up, which is ludicrous.
And if you look at actors like Matt Bomer or like Neil Patrick Harris, like they are not playing only gay roles at this point. They're playing every kind of role. Luke Evans, we were talking about during the break. Like Luke Evans is a musical theater star and an action hero. He can do it all. So in theory,
absolutely.
And then Evans at one point comes out and then goes back in and then is out again.
Yeah, well, I think he went back in and it was kind of like, you don't know.
Right.
There's an internet now. We have a record of the time that you told the advocate that you were gay and what kind of gay porn you like. So, you don't really get to you don't get takebacks.
It's cash.
Right. I mean, look, like not that obviously it's not our place to be outing people, but I think about it too, that it must on a certain level be, I figure it's hard enough to navigate Hollywood I can only imagine what it's like trying to navigate the ins and outs of a Hollywood career without having to worry about what we still have, this problem of whether or not people are gonna get mad at you if you're gay. I mean, it's,
and the funny thing is when you have, I think it was Matt Damon or somebody had some genius thing about like, oh, I don't want to know about that stuff. It just, it shouldn't muddy up your perception as an actor. It's like, really? Then why is your wife next to you on every red carpet? Why are your children in People magazine? Like, that is a double standard. The idea of like, oh, gay people should keep the mystery, but straight people will like, have a 4-page spread in style.
One of the things
you should be gay and keep mystery. Is that
something along those lines.
One of the things you hear a lot about, look, I don't care what you do in the bedroom, why do I have to hear about it? And it's like, okay, it's not that somebody's saying, oh, look, we're having awesome butt sex. It's more about, can't I walk the red carpet with my significant other? Can't I, why is there not a clamoring for pictures of me canoodling, of this gay couple?
Me and my husband making pancakes in People magazine.
Right, exactly. Like that's the difference, right? And so I think that when people were like, oh, I don't care if they're gay, I just don't want to hear about what they're like, why do we have to hear about what they do in the bedroom? Well, you don't have to hear about what straight people are doing in the bedroom either, but you get to know
who they are and what their life is about.
Right, the celebrity industrial complex.
Right, exactly. So,
and it's easier, I guess, if you're Kristen Stewart, theoretically, still.
Right. Yeah,
so,
it is.
Knock it off, Hollywood, cast more gay people.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we're gonna take another quick break. When we come back, we're gonna talk about 2001, A Space Odyssey. It is its 50th anniversary this year. There's some new behind the scenes photos, and we'll kind of talk about the movie's impact. When we come back, maybe it won't be quite as long as that movie is though. We'll be back in just a moment.